This is VOA News. In Washington, I'm Jeff Custer. Speaking at the Ukraine Recovery Conference in London, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken Wednesday announced $1.3 billion in fresh U.S. economic assistance for Ukraine. Diplomats and business leaders from dozens of countries met in London Wednesday to drum up funds to help rebuild Ukraine. As he made the announcement at the conference, Blinken said, "As Russia continues to destroy, we are here to rebuild."
Recovery is about more than just ensuring people have what they need to survive: food to eat, water to drink, medicine to take, heat in the winter, electricity in all seasons. Recovery is about laying the foundation for Ukraine to thrive as a secure, independent country, fully integrated with Europe, connected to markets around the world.
The World Bank puts the cost of rebuilding Ukraine at more than $400 billion, a figure rising daily alongside the human toll of the 16-month war. Meanwhile, the fighting continues in Ukraine. Speaking with VOA's Flashpoint Ukraine program Wednesday, VOA's Heather Murdoch is on the outskirts of the fighting in the eastern Donbas region.
In this area, we met some medics who were in what was a store, and it's now what they call a stabilization point. The medics there said the war here is different than other major operations that they have worked in. They say the fighting is closer, and they're seeing more wounds, like bullet wounds, as opposed to the majority of the wounds in other battles were from artillery. So there would be shrapnel and hits from things falling from the bombs. They also say that the Russians have occupied a lot of the area near here for more than a year, and so their fortifications are very strong. And civilians in the area told us they believe soldiers are now fighting for the area meter by meter as opposed to kilometer by kilometer.
For more on this story and all the stories we're covering today, visit our website, voanews.com. This is VOA News. U.S. President Joe Biden Tuesday referred to Chinese leader Xi Jinping as a dictator, one day after top U.S. diplomat Antony Blinken visited Beijing to stabilize bilateral relations between the two countries. China refers to the relations at the lowest point since formal ties were established. Reuters correspondent Joel Lynn reports.
The U.S. president made the remark about Xi Jinping off camera at a fundraiser. He also suggested, not for the first time, that Xi and other Chinese leaders were embarrassed when a Chinese spy balloon was blown off course over U.S. airspace earlier this year. The reason why Xi Jinping got very upset in terms of when I shot that balloon down with 2 boxcars full of spy equipment in it was he didn't know it was there. China's foreign ministry responded hours later, saying the remarks, quote, seriously violated China's political dignity and amounted to public political provocation. The incident could jeopardize efforts by both countries to bring their relationship back to a more stable footing.
That's Reuters correspondent Joel Flynn reporting. U.S. Coast Guard says a Canadian aircraft has detected underwater noises during a search for a submersible that vanished while taking 5 people down to the wreck of the Titanic off the coast of Canada. As a result of the noises detected by the Canadian P-3 aircraft, search efforts have been relocated. Those searches have so far not found anything positively but are continuing. Oceanographer David Gallo, who helped work to recover a downed Malaysian airliner and is friend of one of those who was on board the vessel, said the discovery of undersea sounds has made him cautiously hopeful.
That changes my thoughts incredibly. So now I have this giant burst of optimism. The question is this banging. We've heard in the past with Air France 447, with Malaysian Air, that there were noises coming from the sea and that must be the plane. And it turned out not to be. So I'm hoping they have to work quickly to identify where that noise is coming from and then investigate what that noise is.
As he begins a U.S. visit, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi led a celebration of International Yoga Day at the United Nations in New York Wednesday and called on people to join hands together to realize the goal of one Earth, one family, one future.
I'm delighted to see you all, and I thank you all for coming. I'm told that almost every nationality is represented here today. What an amazing cause brings us all together, yoga. Yoga means to unite.
Modi is next to head to from New York to Washington for a private dinner with President Biden Wednesday, followed by talks at the White House. In Washington, I'm Jeff Custer. This is VOA News.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.